And hi again, everyone. I'm Jim Knox, and welcome to another edition of the Best Docs Network featuring Forest Park Medical Center, Southlake, Fort Worth, the top medical center in the entire Tarrant County area. And one of the key reasons why, the doctors that operate right here out of Forest Park Medical Center, like our first best doctor, Dr. Phillips Swanson, who helped one lady get back to living a healthy lifestyle.
I just had gotten to where I was feeling run down all the time. I was feeling like my quality of life was slowly starting to deteriorate. I was starting to have some other medical problems, and it was just one thing after another, and I just felt like, I had too many more years to live, and I didn't want to live having to deal with those kind of problems.
Ms. Cohn was about 40. She had a BMI of 41. She had been overweight most of her life. She didn't have a lot of medical problems, but she did have migraine headaches, and we talked about the options of what we could do, and she decided that she would like to have the sleeve.
I liked the fact that in removing the portion of the stomach that it does during the sleeve procedure, it also removes some of the hormones that triggers your hunger and your appetite, and I thought that that might have some impact on the migraines that I was having. With the hormonal changes and all of that might be related. So that's really why I decided to go with the sleeve.
She now has a pretty normal BMI, and she's keeping her weight off. She lost her weight over a year to 2 years, and she's doing really well. Interestingly enough, she no longer has migraine headaches.
As part of my lifestyle change, obviously you make eating habit changes, but I also joined the gym to really change my physical activity level. January, before I had my surgery, I had done a 1 mile fun run walk. The sad part looking back at it is that I couldn't even finish the 1 mile. Then a year later, I kind of vowed that I was going to do the 5K in that same race, just kind of to prove to myself where I had been and where I had gotten to and what I had achieved. I ran the 5K and I actually placed third in my age group, which was a total shock to me. That really was a wonderful feeling. I had taken advantage of the second chance that I got to change my life.
Forest Park Medical Center is not only one of the top medical centers in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but the state. From staff and surgeons to technology and techniques, Forest Park Medical Center has brought together the best of the best. For more information, log on to forestparkmc.com.
What's going on behind me is excitement. It's excitement for the opening of a brand new medical facility here in Southlake that's going to really benefit all of our citizens for years to come.
Today we're able to have our city officials out and the media, a lot of our business leaders. We got to hear from the founders. I got a chance to introduce myself as the Southlake CEO. It's just a wonderful, exciting event. It's just the birth and start of our new hospital in Southlake, so really exciting event. We had a congressional presentation from our local congressman and his representative that was here today, and it was a very nice flag in a memorial plaque that had flown over the Capitol with a commemorative certificate as well. So just a great honor from our federal congressman and his office.
What's remarkable about this hospital is that it is providing health care to the community now and in the future. Texas is expected to grow exponentially over the years, and as the campus here grows, so will the needs of its community. It's a remarkable accomplishment for Southlake, and it's such a benefit to the community.
This has been really a long time coming. We have worked hand in hand partnering with the developers and the doctors to create this facility. We're so excited about it coming here. It means a lot. I mean, not only is it an iconic structure right out on our Highway 114 frontage, people will envision Southlake as part of Forest Park Hospital, but it also means a great deal for the medical service to our community for many, many years to come. And in addition, It is one of the only hospitals that actually pays taxes. So it actually increases our tax base here as a doctor-owned facility in Southlake.
The mayor, the city council, all the way across the spectrum of our politicians and city officials were here to help commemorate the opening, and it made it really special. You know, I have to keep pinching myself. It is the singularly nicest hospital I've ever worked in, and I've worked in hospitals for 30+ years since I was 17 years old. It's all good. It's a wonderful place to work.
Best Docs Network featuring Forest Park Medical Center. Welcome to the 21st century of cutting-edge medicine. Forest Park Medical Center.
What's been so rewarding for me to be involved with Forest Park is that I've been in the business of helping physicians manage hospitals for 25 years, and I have seen all the various models that have been associated over that period of time. I've been involved in many different kinds of models, and it's been a pleasure for me to implement the model that I think works the best in this business, and that is the majority physician-owned model where the physicians are in control and govern their own hospital and have business partners like me who come in and help them run that business. But we focus on running the hospital the way that the unique aspects of that medical staff wants their hospital to be run.
With the help of the doctors here and at all of our hospitals, we recruit the very best people in all different lines of work, from the OR technicians, the floor nurses, the quality directors. Everyone who walks through this hospital has been very carefully considered. This basically gives our patients the best possible experience. They walk into this place and very quickly are eased of a lot of the stresses of surgery that you get in a cold, sterile hospital environment. The people are very friendly, the place is very welcoming all around them, and of course the quality of care is unsurpassed.
What Forest Park means to a physician is that it provides a place for that physician to practice medicine where he or she is much more in control of their destiny, much more in control of the atmosphere that they practice medicine in. We provide our physicians with dedicated teams of nurses in the operating room who become familiar with the type of surgery that the physician does. That makes the surgery go much quicker. It enables us to get the room turned over quicker between cases so that the physicians can get more cases done. All of the physicians that I talk to tell me that they are able to get more cases done and in a more efficient manner than any other hospital they practice medicine in.
As a physician, a surgeon actually practicing here, we start your cases on time. Our turnover is very efficient. We have top quality staff to provide you with the people and the equipment necessary to really be state-of-the-art in everything you do.
For more information on Forest Park Medical Center Southlake Fort Worth, head to the website bestdocsnetwork.com and click on that Forest Park Medical Center tab. Now to our next inspirational story. Dr. Richard Hall, who operates right here out of Forest Park Medical Center Southlake, helped one lady's appearance after she developed skin cancer.
The prevalence of skin cancer is only increasing, especially since we live in Texas, in a southern state. Just the amount of sunlight exposure is greater than, say, if you lived up north. And those who are susceptible can get skin cancers. The most common ones are generally less aggressive. They're called basal cell cancers. You have some more aggressive subtypes such as squamous cell, and then the deadly killer, which is melanoma. Unfortunately, that's more rare.
Back in '08, I had a little spot that was biopsied and came back positive as basal cell carcinoma. When I met Dr. Hall, he said that he would have to do a skin graft using a piece of tissue from my ear. That surgical procedure worked out really well. Scary at first, but it turned out really well. This year, in May, there was another spot on my nose.
In Dottie's case, she had a skin cancer on the tip of her nose, which is a very challenging location because there's not an easy way to just bring the edges of the defect together without creating a lot of distortion. So you're left with some of the other options. Well, skin graft on her was not a great option because of the depth of it. It was going to heal with a divot, something that had been very noticeable. So really we're left with the more complex option of doing a nasolabial flap, or borrowing tissue from the cheek, leaving it tethered to the cheek, and then attaching it to the nose. Dottie had that procedure done, and that trunk was left there for 4 weeks. She was a great patient. She hung in there. We went to that second stage. We divided it. I did some dermabrasion to kind of sand and smooth the edges of the scars, and she's only a few months out, and it's very hard to even tell that she had anything done.
Dr. Ha is just amazing. He's like an angel. He makes you feel comfortable. He held my hand and he said, "Don't worry, Dottie, you'll look great." And I just had to trust in him. When I think about everything that I've been through, I'm very happy, very happy. I still recognize my nose, and I think it looks great. Healthy nose, yes. Cancer-free, yes. I'm very pleased.
The CEO, I see it as the Chief Experience Officer. I really see my charge to make sure that all the people that are touching patients and taking care of our patients have what they need to do the best they can, do their best job. They know what to do to take care of patients. Sometimes we get in the way. So my role is to make sure they've got all they need to do the best job that they can do taking care of patients. And so the other part is the experience, Chief Experience Officer. People come in and they're afraid and they're uncertain about healthcare and what we do. And so I always remind people, make their experience terrific, make them feel like family. Use touch, use the 5 senses that Forest Park is known for, sight and sound and taste and smell, what they hear. Let's make their experience excellent.
What makes Forest Park Medical Center stand out against other medical facilities is its great attention to detail. As you will see, Forest Park Medical Centers are designed to heal.
At Forest Park, we call it the 6 senses of Forest Park, and you have your conventional 5, and it talks about the experience that you get from the minute that you come onto our campus. So we're really kind of playing into those senses. So what are you seeing when you first get on the campus and walk into our hospitals? Are you looking at just great architecture? Or are you looking at a brighter environment, with natural sunlight and things of that nature? The art program is something that plays into the healing aspect, the visual aspect. So you'll see sculpture, you'll see original pieces, you'll see prints, you'll see a little bit of everything. And the way that we attack art is you should feel a little bit uncomfortable with art, because if every piece of art in our facilities was something that you absolutely loved, then you probably didn't reach the entire community, because we all have different tastes, different aspects of what we like. What are you smelling? We have engineered scents in all of our hospitals to where it's an engineering system called ScentStream, and it's built into our HVAC. And the scent that Forest Park has chosen is called Clean Sheets. But other things that you have just kind of coming into our environment is what type of food are you having? The taste. We don't have cafeterias. We have dining facilities. What are you hearing when you come onto our campus and into our facility as well? Oftentimes in every facility that we do, we have water features, both outdoor water features and interior water features. So it provides a calming type sound that resonates throughout our facilities. What are the things that you're feeling? We have a lot of textural elements associated with our design. When you're coming in, the textural walls, whether it's the stone-cut exterior of a lot of our facilities, or when you're coming inside and you're feeling the texture of the fabric itself. We really try to play into all of those senses for our patients. So, whether it's in the lobby or it's in the patient rooms, or the thread count on the sheets. You know, those are the type of textural elements that really you may not instinctively know about those, but when you actually touch it and feel it, it'll make a difference to you. Every one of our facilities is a minimum of LEED Silver. So what that means is it's our environmental impact to the community as well. So we have Rooftop Gardens, where you have lush gardens that can be seen from all of our patient rooms. You're seeing planting, you're seeing stone, you're seeing in some cases water features associated with even our green roofs. But it's something that really kind of plays into the sixth sense of Forest Park, which is heal. And having a patient room that looks down onto grasses and trees and plants, and you know, it intrinsically has a healing aspect that really our patients have grown to appreciate. Again, we're playing to each of those senses, and then our sixth sense is heal, because at the end of the day, that's why we're here. We're here for the community, we're healing patients, and providing a place for our physicians to practice medicine. Walking onto our campuses, from step one, what we really kind of focus on is that entire experience. It should look and feel not like a hospital, but it should look more like a hotel. You're really seeing something different. It has a completely different feel from anything else that you've seen in the market. You know, our job as developers and as Forest Park Medical Center is to deliver a facility that's different than what the physicians are used to, what the patients are used to.
What makes Forest Park Medical Center Southlake Fort Worth the best of the best is the staff, the technology, and the surgeons. And we happen to be there for the very first procedure.
Today is a very exciting day for the community of Southlake. We did our first set of cases here at Forest Park Medical Center Southlake. As the Chief of Anesthesia at Forest Park Medical Center Southlake, I'm excited about the opportunity to serve our surgeons and our patients, our hospital, and our community. Forest Park is unique in that it is a physician-driven hospital that puts patients' care first.
I was privileged today to have the opportunity to operate here, being the first case at Forest Park Medical Center at Southlake. This amazing facility that is state-of-the-art, that will come a great service to this community. I think all the physicians here will greatly look forward to that. We've waited for 10 years to be built, and it's simply amazing. As a physician, it gives us an opportunity to come, as previously stated, the state-of-the-art facility, to be able to operate in such a facility, to give a service to the patients that they deserve, which is unparalleled in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And the staff are simply first class. They're very prompt and very conscientious for the health and well-being of the patient. They're a team. They're quite capable. I think they themselves feel privileged to work here at Southlake, at Forest Park at Southlake. The Forest Park hospitals here are phenomenally large, probably the most spacious operating rooms that I've ever operated on, with by far the most state-of-the-art equipment that's unparalleled here for the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Forest Park at Southlake, we've waited 10 years for this to be built through various sundry of people that tried to build this, and not until Vibrant came along with Forest Park and Dallas to help us build this has this dream been able to come to fruition.
I came to Dr. Meade because I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I had several options as far as procedures concerning reconstruction.
I think one of the biggest challenges that I face in breast reconstruction is educating patients. It's a time of crisis for them. It's very difficult for them to choose what they normally would choose. During the crisis, typically a patient will simply want their breast to be reconstructed as quickly, simply, as safely as possible, and just get me out of here.
Deep flap was the way to go because the implants just weren't an option because there was always a possibility that they could get hard, and I liked the idea of it all being me.
You can take the skin and the fat from the tummy, you can take the blood vessels with it, and you can leave the muscle behind. So the recovery for those patients is much, much faster. Nancy had her deep flap and was up and around. Now part of this obviously is her spirit, but it's a lot easier to recover from an operation where your tummy muscle was just separated and not cut out. These patients where I leave all of the muscle, their recovery is so much faster, it's unbelievable. The typical patient is someone who has an adequate amount of tissue from their belly button down to about the level of where a C-section scar is. And if you tighten up your tummy muscles and you kind of pinch that area, that's the size of tissue that you can have for one breast. The deep flap is all natural, so it's a really nice reconstruction for a patient so that she no longer has to worry about the reconstruction. The recovery is about 3 weeks, and once they're done with that, they're done with their breast reconstruction for life.
I did go home with drain tubes and whatnot, but it took me about a month before I felt like I was back to fairly full capacity as far as moving around and going places.
It's a natural form of reconstruction. Once it's healed in, they're done. They don't have to worry about it any more than they worry about their tummy.
Everybody thinks I look amazing, and it's just been a very positive experience. I haven't looked this good in 20 years.
Best Docs Network featuring Forest Park Medical Center. Forest Park Medical Center, extraordinary in every way.
I'm joined now by one of the founders of Forest Park Medical Center and top bariatric surgeon, Dr. Wade Barker. Dr. Barker, thanks for being with us today.
Oh, thank you.
If you would start off by talking to us a little bit about what made you decide to practice medicine and specifically bariatrics.
Medicine is actually kind of a story that started in high school. I really didn't like school to start with. From first grade, I missed school, didn't want to go, and never thought I would go another 13 years after high school. But in high school, the valedictorian was going to be a doctor, and my pride was, well, if he can do that, I can certainly do that. And so it was really a pride thing that got me interested in medicine. And fortunately, I enjoyed the science, I enjoyed, biology and chemistry, and so it just was right down my alley.
And what's the most rewarding part of your job?
Seeing the results for patients and really getting a thank you, in a lot of fields and in medicine in general, that's your job, to take care of the patients and do the things correctly. And so people expect that, but in bariatric medicine, they are so grateful that they always remember to say thank you and tell you not just thank you, but how you've changed their lives.
And in a lot of times saved their lives.
Realistically, that is true in the short term and in the long term in many cases.
You've obviously been an integral part of the development of Forest Park. How did you come to the vision of Forest Park Medical Centers?
Well, it really started in the OR. Dr. Toussaint and I worked together every day. We worked long hours, and the hours were so long because towards the end of the day, all the hospitals would start sending the nurses home at 3 o'clock, and so we would go from 2 rooms down to 1 room, and it slowed things down. So we would do 8 cases in the first half of the day, and then only be able to do 2 cases or 3 cases in the second half of the day because it slowed down. It just didn't make sense. This is what they did for a living. This is how this was their business, and they were basically shutting us down. So we thought we could do it better. And so it really started as efficiency and being able to do what was best for the patient. If you have a patient that comes in at 10 in the morning for a 1 o'clock surgery, and that gets put off till 6, 7 at night because they shut the OR down. That's not good for anybody. And so it really started from a practical manner.
What do you say to a patient to tell them how much better Forest Park is and why they should have their procedure done here?
I think we do it better. I think we do it more efficiently, and I think the patients have better comfort.
Thank you, Dr. Barker. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, Candace.
At Forest Park Medical Center, in addition to having an outstanding medical staff that provides high quality care and clinical staff that is highly skilled and knowledgeable, we place a lot of focus on our facilities. We want to ensure that when a patient and their family walks into Forest Park, we're appealing to all their senses. Therefore, when you walk into our lobby, we have a waterfall. We have a fireplace. When you take in a deep breath, you smell a scent. We have a special scent that goes through our air system. So we don't smell like your traditional hospital does. We actually are appealing to the patient's sense of smell. We go to great lengths to hire an executive chef, so therefore the patients are actually having meals provided to them as if they were in a restaurant setting. We put a great deal of attention into details such as our bed linens. We have outstanding quality when it comes to our bed linens, and our towels in our patients' rooms are actually of hotel quality. We provide our patients with a nice robe. We also provide family suites. It's a VIP room that accommodates the family, whereby the family's encouraged, if they would like to stay at the patient's side. This separate unit provides them with a microwave, a refrigerator, a flat screen TV, a pull-out king sleeper sofa, where we will actually turn down that bed for them at their request and provide them a place to sleep so they are close to their loved one. We have 54 private rooms, 10 of which are VIP suites. We have 12 fully integrated, state-of-the-art operating rooms as well. Every patient that looks out of their windows sees a rooftop garden. Forest Park also offers full-service imaging services. At Forest Park Medical Center, we combined excellence in physician quality with dynamic clinical excellence, and our facility it brings all those elements together, provides an unmatched patient experience. Our patients are truly taken care of from the minute they walk in the door until the minute they leave, and that's through the people that are providing that care and the facility with which their stay is in. It's just a great experience from beginning to end.
That'll wrap up another edition of Best Docs Network featuring Forest Park Medical Center, Southlake, and Fort Worth, the top medical center in the entire Tarrant County area. And for more information on Forest Park Medical Center, find that on the website, bestdocsnetwork.com, and click on that Forest Park Medical Center tab. If you have a question or comment for us, we'd love to hear from you. Send us an email at info@bestdocsnetwork.com. So long, everyone. We will see you next week.